Uh-oh, what does this mean? Hello you lot, welcome back to the channel. And yes, I've got my OBD meter, scanner even. OBD is onboard diagnostics. Basically, with a lot of cars, shut the door because it's freezing. Well, I say freezing, 7 degrees. A lot of cars nowadays, well, for the last 20 or so years, they've had onboard diagnostics. And here, yesterday, my car threw up the EML light. I'm just going to make sure that it's not disappeared. I have a suspicion that it's the fuel pressure sensor. Yeah, it's not going to go away, is it? Right, so what I'm going to do, the reason I say that is because it's probably the only thing that can go wrong on these cars. Famous last words. Yeah. So all I was doing is that I was at a location, started the car up in a car park, and let it tick over a few seconds, pulled away. As I was leaving the village that I was in, I gave the car a bit of mild acceleration in second gear, and the little EML light, engine management light, come on. Car didn't hesitate, didn't slow down, it still made boost, it ran perfectly. I did a quick trick of turning the ignition off whilst going along and turning it on again. No, I was actually stopped, and it stayed on, and I thought, well, I've got a scanner, I've had the car 3 and a bit years and nothing's come up, so I'm just going to plug it in. I believe the location for the port is down under here somewhere, so I'm just going to open the door and plug it in and see what happens. Yeah, so the location of the port is just there. And let's plug in the plug, which should only go in one way. Like so, like that. And let's see what it says. So the ignition is on. Let's try this again, and let's try enter to scan. Codes found 1, monitors 5, monitors, okay, 6, right, so it's monitoring 6 things. Read codes. There we go, P0193. Fuel rail pressure sensor A circuit high, as suspected. Right, so let's do the first thing. Let's erase the code. Are you sure? There we go. 0 codes found. There we go. Exit. Are you sure you want to exit? Yes, I do. Let's unplug this from the OBD port. There we go, like so. So let's start the car. There we go. EML light's got out. Right, so let's do a quick thing. I'm just going to open the bonnet and show you where the fuel pressure sensor is. There we go. I've left the engine running, but the fuel pressure sensor is actually that one there. It's held in by 1 Torx. So what I'm probably going to have to do is just loosen this cover here, take this bit off, unbolt that and bolt another one. But first off, I've got to order one.
1 eternity later.
Yep, so here we go. This is the fuel pressure sensor. I had one sent out to me. It only literally took 24 hours, which is really good. I ordered it early in the morning, and here it is. So yeah, now the complications of fitting it. As I say, I'm going to take this cover off. Obviously I've got to purge the system of fuel. There's a little valve there to release the fuel, which I will do in a minute. And then yeah, so let's get this cover off. I'm pretty sure on mine, to be honest, looking at how it's not clipped in, I may be able to just unclip this one-sided bit, but Let's have a look. I don't think there's one back there, so I'll need to get in that one there first. Well, welcome back again. Yes, you may now realise that it's been raining, and that's because it's a different day. And let me explain why. Well, I went to put my Torx bit in down here, and it wouldn't clear on this part of the block, so I actually had to go and buy these. Yeah, so that was Sunday. It's now Tuesday, not sure when this is uploading, so let's get about taking this cover off, eh, shall we? Now, if my memory was right, nice clean cap. I was going to have to undo, I think there was one bolt back down in there. I'll probably have to loosen that one just to lift it a little bit so I can get this cover off. So let's get my other Torx set out and do that bit. Right, so what I've done is I've used the T30 just to loosen that one, the one that's in behind there, and the one that you probably won't be able to see that's down there. I'll take that one out in a sec, but yeah, once you've undone, you may actually on your car have to undo all these, but because my clips are pretty tired, I'm literally just going to take this one out and take the one at the back out. But as I say, you may have to take this off yours to get access to this fuel pressure sensor. Now, in theory, with those loosened and the one at the back loosened, there it is, and there, I should have more access to get to there. Looking a little bit grubby, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably not. Yeah, probably not been cleaned in a long time. Anyway, at least that will give me access to that. So let's just see if my Torx key fits before I proceed any further. Right, so one of the things you're going to need to have to do is to lift this clip here so you can actually unplug the wires going to the sensor. And if, like I said, if you want to be really thorough, you can take this one off and get to it. Staggered at the dirt. Yeah, pretty crazy. Anyway, you also may want to remove this line here, but for convenience and time, I'm just going to lift it a little bit back and see if my T25 fits okay. Yeah, that fits in fine. So the idea being now is obviously if you take this off, you're going to have fuel actually in the plenum, so you're going to get a bit come out. But on the back of here, as I said, there's a hard to see, maybe I'll remove this, there you go, just at the end of my finger there's a release valve there, so that cap has to come off, and then you have to release the fuel that's actually in there to reduce the pressure. It does create an air pocket, but obviously once you've put the new sensor back on, you can then bleed it again by just releasing it. So let's get that off. Bit sniffy today because the weather's rubbish. Right, so in typical style, the little valve cap has disappeared down the bottom somewhere, but I've put a bit of cloth in there because you are going to get a bit of petrol come out, and it's going to be hard to show, but it's basically like a bike valve. There's a little cap in the middle. There we go, nothing's come out, that's handy. Right, so obviously when you take this side out, which may be a pain, it may not, you're going to get a little bit of fuel release. So I've put a cloth down there because you don't want it to fall into the alternator. The new one, if you look, I've put a little bit of on it, so that will help it go in. That's the idea anyway. So let's try and get something behind this one and just see if I can prise it out. Yeah, I couldn't get my hands in there to film it and show you. This is the Torx bit that came out. As I say, it's a T25. Let's put it in the set with the actual key. And then this bit, which is the sensor, a lot of people report that they get stuck. So I'm going to have to put something behind it just to pry it out. So let's do that. Right, so you may find, let's get it on camera. There we go. That's it there. What I've actually had to do is get a very long screwdriver, flat blade, put it behind, and then just literally, ever so gently, just like wiggle it out. But that's the old sensor out. I'll do a quick comparison, but I'm sure it's the right one. These are fairly standard, like so. There we go. As I say, a little bit of hock too on there to get it to go back in properly. And again, this is very hard to do and film. Right, because my big hand's going to be in the way. Like so. And then I'll use both hands to push it back in, reattach the Torx, and then put the clip back on. There we go. After much, not aggression, but much persuasion, that's back in. The Torx bolt is back in. The plug literally will only go on one way because the clip has to go on it like so. So give that a resounding push and click sound. Right, so what I'm going to do is put the oil filler cap on. I'll take the cloth out that's sat on top of the alternator. Lovely smelly petrol. I'm just going to push some of these tools back, and then what I'm going to do is actually turn the ignition, not start it, but just turn it a few times just to prime the system. I may give the valve a quick press just to see if there's any air pressure in there, and then prime it again, and it should, in theory, start. That's the plan. Right, so I've turned it 4 times actually. Can't see any fuel. That all seems to be on. I'm going to give the valve a quick press. Again, hard to show. Just to make sure that all the air's out. This is the difficult part to do. There we go. So there's no air pressure in there. So now, in theory, the car should start. There we go. Bit noisy, I'm afraid, but everything is running. There's no fuel pissing out. Yeah. And it should come down off its automatic choke in a second. Well, I say automatic choke. Do they call them chokes anymore? It's just more like a start-up map, isn't it? Cold start, as they say. There we go. The idle's just starting to ease. So yeah, relatively straightforward job to do. The hardest bit, as I say, for me, was to actually get the fuel pressure rail sensor back in. As I say, a bit of hock too, and it was in and done. The part I paid $29.99 for, I didn't go for a Bosch one. They're about £55. This one's actually got a 5-year guarantee, so yeah. The car's got its MOT in a few months, so it may only have to last a couple of months. So all I've got to do now is put the cover back on. Quick thing I want to show you. There we go. A lovely Volvo emblem underneath. Yeah, so basically I'm going to have to take the fuel oil filler cap back off, slot this back in, tighten those down, and just pinch these two at the end. But as I say, on yours, you may have to remove that. Depends how flexible and tatty and old your plastic is. Like mine, yes. There we go. Cover's all back on, as good as I could get it to be. Well, as good as Volvo or Ford intended it to be. It never seemed to fit around here properly anyway. The clips just doesn't seem to, but it does its job. Right, so yeah, last video of the year. It's going to be a slow start to next year because obviously I'm in for a major operation in a couple of weeks' time. So, yeah, the dreaded C word. Crap in it. Anyway, hopefully I will be back in the early part of the new year. But until then, have a great Christmas and a happy new year. And yeah, enjoy your cars. I've got to go and deliver some Christmas cards and presents like this now. Anyway, catch you again and have a good one, okay?